Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is May 19th, 2018, and I have put together a piece of information for you to bring clarity on three different 7-year Obama timelines that will confirm May 21st, 2018 as the day of our escape. And by default, within these 7-year timelines, which there are three different 7-year timelines, by default, Barack Obama is confirmed and completely and fully revealed as the Antichrist. Now, when we take a look at these 7-year timelines, three 7-year timelines, ask yourself this question: what are the odds that he could possibly be, and he would be involved in all of these events on biblical feast days? What are the odds that he could be involved? Now, we're going to base everything we're going to share tonight on Daniel 9:27 and Daniel 12:11 and 12. Let me share those. Daniel 9:27 says, "Then he shall confirm a covenant with many for 1 week, but in the middle of the week he shall bring an end to sacrifice and offering. And on the wing of abominations shall be one who makes desolate, even until the consummation which is determined is poured out on the desolate." So there have already been two 7-year timelines completely fulfilled, and we're in the middle of the third 7-year timeline right now. And so this covenant with many for 1 week, there are many confirmations to what we are going to be seeing. Daniel 12:11 and 12. "From the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. Blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1,335 days." So we have within the 7-year time frame, then we have other time markers given that break down the 3.5-year marker, 1,290 and 1,335 days. So these three verses are going to be key in everything that we're going to be sharing tonight. Okay, there are three 7-year Obama timelines. Let's take a look at the first timeline. The first timeline started on October 9th, 2009, which was the last day of Tabernacles. This was the Nobel Peace Prize for 1200, the Nobel Peace Prize that he received. And then we add to that 1,260 days, 3.5 years to the day. That brings us to March 22nd, 2013, which was Nisan 10. Unbreakable alliance in Israel that he signed while he was in Israel. We add 1,290 days to that, and it brings us to September 30th, 2016, the Feast of Trumpets. Barack Obama on this day was back in Israel again for the funeral of Shimon Peres. And then 45 days after that was November 16th, 2016, and this was the day the Revelation 12 sign began, as Jupiter was entering Virgo and Barack Obama was in Berlin at the throne of Satan on this day. That is timeline number 1. Here is timeline number 2. Timeline number 2, from December 10th, 2009, on Hanukkah Eve, to December 23rd, 2016, which was also Hanukkah Eve. This is the second date of the Nobel Peace Prize. This is the award date from the Obama Nobel Peace Prize. And from the award date to the vote against Jerusalem, where Obama broke the unbreakable alliance by not vetoing the resolution against Jerusalem, Both dates were Kislev 23, 7 years to the day. Isn't that interesting that the second date on the Obama Nobel Peace Prize, 7 years to the day, was the day he voted or allowed the vote against Jerusalem to go through? That is another 7-year timeline from 2009 to 2016. Now we have a third timeline that began in 2014. Now the important thing about the third timeline is that we had seen the first portion of this first timeline. We had seen the Nobel Peace Prize. We had seen the unbreakable alliance in Israel. This had already occurred when the third timeline begins. We had already seen, so the signs had already been clear that we should be watching Barack Obama. Who is Barack Obama? What is he doing? Why is he receiving power? And so this third timeline starts on September 24th, 2014, on the Feast of Trumpets. Okay, so after we had seen Obama receive the Nobel Peace Prize, and after we had seen him go to Israel and sign the unbreakable alliance with Israel, now he is being placed on the UN Security Council to chair the UN Security Council on the Feast of Trumpets. And if we add then 1,290 days to that, that brings us to April 7th, 2018. And this is the day that the Syrians gassed their own people, and then Trump bombed them a few days later. And so basically the April 7th was the beginning of the escalation of the conflict in Syria. And then from there we had Iran and Russia, the United States, Israel, and this is where the conflict escalated from April 7th. This is on day 1290 from the Obama chairing the United Nations Security Council. And then adding 45 days to that, bringing us to day 1335, is May 21st, 2018, which is the 70th Pentecost from the rebirth of Israel. 70 weeks are determined. 7 years to the day from May 21st, Judgment Day in 2011, worldwide warning of judgment. And then 7 days from the 70-year anniversary of Israel on May 14th. So we've got 70 years, 7 years, and 7 days, all leading us to May 21st. And then from May 21st, we add 1,260 days according to Revelation 12, 5 and 6. And this is what it says. After the catching up, or the harpazo, there will be 1,260 days. And that is the final 3.5 years. This is the biblical scenario of a pre-wrath, mid-tribulation rapture. And this is, we've already seen where we are. And so, based on the Revelation 12 sign that has already been fulfilled, based on the fact that we are waiting for the catching up event that is going to be happening, that is shown in Revelation chapter 12, then it clearly says that after the catching up, there are 1,260 days. So the 1,260 days takes us to November 1st and 2nd, 2021, which is Chesvan 27, the day the flood began. The 27th day, not the day the flood began, I'm sorry. It's not the day the flood began, it's the day the flood ended. The day the flood ended, the 27th day of the second month, just as it says in Genesis 8:14, as in the days of Noah. 27th day of the second month. So it's not the day the flood began, it's the day the flood ended. I misprinted that. And so this is the third timeline. Okay, we've got 3 timelines. 3 7-year Obama timelines confirming that May 21st, 2018 is the day of our escape. What are the odds that he would be involved in all these events on biblical feast days? All these timelines are tied in with, this one is the Tabernacles, Nisan 10 is the triumphal entry, the Feast of Trumpets, and then the beginning of the Revelation 12 sign, this first timeline. This timeline is 7 years to the day on the same day, which is the eve of Hanukkah, Kislev 23, 7 years to the day. This timeline is Feast of Trumpets plus 1,335 days is the Feast of Pentecost. April 7th, I'm not sure if that was a feast day or not. April 7th. I hadn't looked into that. But from the Feast of Trumpets, and here is the key to the book of Daniel, when it says, blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1,335 days, from the Feast of Trumpets to the Feast of Pentecost, there are 1,335 days. And then it goes on after the Feast of Pentecost, and it takes us to the day the flood ended. Okay, so the chances of this, okay, what are the odds that this would all line up with biblical feast days? Okay, and this is the importance of this. So what does this prove? This proves that Barack Obama is the Antichrist, biblically and fully revealed as the Antichrist, and it proves that May 21st is the day of our escape. And I know that's a bold statement, and we've been through many, many times that we have been watching and looking, but I do not have any doubt now that we are upon the day of our escape, which is Monday, May 21st. Anywhere from Sunday, May 20th, Monday, May 21st, and Tuesday, May 22nd. I mean, I don't know how specific we want to get exactly where Pentecost is going to fall, but according to the Hebrew calendar, which is the calendar that confirms all the dates, is the Hebrew calendar, based on the Hebrew calendar. So based on the Hebrew calendar, wherever true Pentecost is, that is the day of our escape. So this is what I wanted to share with you tonight, and I pray everyone is blessed, and really, without a doubt, confirming who the Antichrist is and the reason that our escape will be on the Feast of Pentecost, May 20th through the 22nd, approximately 2018, as the day of our escape. I pray everyone is blessed tonight. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people and the sign of his coming revealed.